I'm happy to have you all once again, and thank you once again for always visiting our channel. Today we'll be talking about subtraction of decimal numbers. How do we subtract decimal numbers? In fact, I will assure you, if you watch this video from beginning to the end, in fact, you will not need anyone again to explain to you how to subtract decimal numbers. It's very simple. Please come, join me now as we'll be taking a few examples to demonstrate how we subtract decimals. Okay, for instance, you have something like this. Let's say, for example, you're asked to subtract or find the difference between, let's say, 3.4 and 1.3. What is the difference between 3.4 and 1.3? Simple. They only ask you to do what? Subtract them. Difference means what? Subtraction. What is the difference between this and this? Simple. They are simply asking you to do what? Subtract them together. So this is it. So we're going to subtract 3.4 and then 1.3. That's what it means. So what do we do? From our class last time, we talked about what? You subtract this. How do we do that? 4 minus 3. That means count 4, take away 3. That will give us what? 1. Look at decimal. And then 3 minus 1 is what? Is 2. Again, if you take note at this, if you take a closer look at this question, you notice something about what? The decimal point. The decimal point must be what? On a straight line. Okay? The decimal point must be on a straight line. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Just the same way we watch out for the decimals when we are adding, the same way also watch out for the decimal when we are subtracting. For instance, you're asked to subtract these numbers together. For instance, let's say 2.01 and let's say 0.031. You have something like this, and it says you subtract this 2.01 and 0.031. Or the question say, what is the difference between 2.01 and 0.031? What will you do? Again, remember, the one that is bigger should be what? On top, while the smaller one should be what? Down. So this is what? 2.01. Now, when you want to subtract, please don't make the mistake of thinking that, oh, because you are seeing all this number here, so this will not be, if you want to arrange, you will now want to say 0.031, and then you put the 2.01. You want to subtract like this. No, it's wrong like that. If you do this, you will be wrong. You won't get the correct answer. So please, don't do that. That is wrong. So always put the one that is bigger, put it on top, and then the other one, put it under it. And then you watch out for the decimal point. Okay, you watch out for the decimal point. So this is what? 0.031. Now we are subtracting this. We are going to subtract this. Remember, I told you there's nothing here, so that means there's 0 there. So you just quickly complete it with what? With 0. So what will we do here now? 0 minus 1. Is it possible? Don't make the mistake of saying 0 minus 1. You write down 1 there. No, it's not correct. You will be wrong. So what do? You look at this one here. You come down here to borrow. So we borrow 1 from what? We borrow 1 from 1. When we borrow 1 from 1, what we left? That will be what? 0. Okay? We'll be left with 0 there. So we'll drop the 1 here. So that gives us what? 10. So 10 minus 1 is what? Is 9. Okay? That is it. So we'll come down to this place. We have 0 minus 3. Is it possible? No. We come down to this point here. We're having 0 here. So what will I do? Am I going to borrow from 0? You're not going to borrow from 0. So what will you do? We move further to this next number here. Since there's nothing to borrow from here. So what do? We borrow 1 from what? From 2. It will remain 1 there. We drop that 1 we are borrowing. Please, don't make the mistake of flying that 1 that you borrowed from here all the way down to this 1 here. No, it must first drop on this 1 here. So that gives us what? We drop the 1 here, becomes what? 10. So now we have 10 here. I can now borrow 1 from the 10. So if I borrow 1 from the 10, I'll be left with what? 9. I'll now drop the 1 here now. So I now have 10 here. Okay, please. If you do not understand this, watch this part again, watch this video again, so that you get a clearer understanding of this. Take note of this, very, very important. Sometimes students made the mistake of just carrying from here down to this point here, subtract, and you find them missing the answer. It shouldn't be, because this is very simple. So 10 minus 3, 10 minus 3 is what? Is 7. Now we are coming down to this point now. 9 minus 0, aha, you can go now. 9 minus 0 is what? Is 9. It's like saying 9 take away 0, 9 take away nothing. So the decimal point, remember, put it down there. So what do we have here? 1, 1, take away what? 0. That will be what? 1. And that is our answer. 1.979. So what am I trying to bring out from this? That when you are subtracting, one thing first, make sure the decimal point is on a straight line. That is 1. Secondly, when you are borrowing, always watch out for what you are borrowing. When you have situation like this, when you borrow, please make sure, remember to always drop whatever you are borrowing, the 1, down in the number here first. Then from the number, you now borrow from there down to whatever you want to the next number over here that you want to subtract from. Okay? So please always watch out for this. These are common mistakes that pupils, students, you find out sometimes they make this kind of mistake. So please don't make that mistake again. Hold on to this. Just remember that, okay, when I'm subtracting, the decimal point must be on a straight line. And if I have any cause to borrow at all, I should watch out for the number. I should always borrow from the number following it. In fact, if I'm not able to borrow from number following because there's nothing there, maybe 0, if I should move forward to the next number, if I should borrow from that number, I should remember to drop it in the number that is before it first, then before borrowing from that number to the number that I want to subtract from. So it should be like kind of a story. Try to explain it to someone else, solve questions related to this, pick up textbook and answer questions on this. You will agree with me that this is actually very, very simple. Again, let's see if we can quickly take one more example on how we can carry out subtraction of decimal numbers. For instance, we have something like this. Let's say we have 70, let's say 75 up. Let's space it out now. Let's say we have 75.614. This. And the question says we should find the difference between this and find difference between this and let's say 125.01. So just look at this question. Look at what you're having inside this place I'm circling here. Question say find the difference between 75.614 and 125.01. This is a question. What would you do? You will say, hey, good. So that means I'm going to arrange them like this. No, not at all. I did this on purpose. Okay? When you are asked to subtract numbers like this, remember again to always make sure that the one that is bigger, look at this is 75.614 and this is 125.01. Which of these two numbers is the biggest? 125.01 is bigger than this. So what will I do now? If I'm going to find the difference between both of them, I will say this. I will arrange them as this 125.01. Okay? 0.01. Then the one under, what will I do now? Remember, I said the decimal point must be on a straight line. Okay, so this is what? 75.61614. Okay? So let's subtract this now. So what will I put here? There's nothing there, so that means there's 0 there. So you complete it with 0. So now again, we can easily subtract now. 0 minus 4, is it possible? Not possible. So what would I do? I'll borrow 1 from here. So this was 1. Take away 1, we have 0 remaining. We'll drop the 1 there, it becomes 10. 10 minus 4, that will give us what? 6. 0 minus 1 is not possible. We want to borrow from 0, but you see, it's just 0 that is here. So we cannot borrow anything from 0. So we'll move down to 5. So I'll borrow from 5. I will be left with 4. I will drop the 1 here first, okay? So from the 10, now I'm not having 10 here. I will now borrow 1 from the 10, remaining what? 9. Drop the 1 there, becomes what? 10. 10 minus 1 is what? Is 9. 9 minus 6 now. 9 minus 6 give us what? 3. Now look at the point. Remember to put your decimal point. Now we have what? 4. 4 minus 5. Is it possible? No. So we'll come down here to do what? To borrow. So we'll borrow 1 from the 2, remaining 1. So we'll drop the 1 here. It becomes what? It becomes 14. So 14 minus 5. 14 minus 5, this will give us what? 9. 14 minus 5 is 9. So we come down to this part. 1 minus 7 is not possible. So what do? We borrow 1 from this 1 here to remain 0 there. We drop the 1 there. It becomes what? 11. So it's now having what? 11 minus 7. 11 minus 7, this will give us what? 4. And here we are having what? 0. So which is the same thing as what? 49.396. So please go through these examples again and again, and I will assure you, you will be able to answer this. Parents, please, if you are watching this, keep your children busy. You can cast this video clip, can cast it on the TV for them, okay? Let them be enjoying themselves with this. At the end of this, I will assure you, you'll be able to answer any question relating to what? Decimal numbers, okay? Thank you so much once again for watching. Please, if you love what you have watched, I encourage you to do what? Share this video to your friends and family. Share it on all your social medias, okay? Broadcast us, please. We'll be so happy if you can do that for us. And if you have not subscribed, just click the subscription button. It's actually free. It doesn't cost anything. Just click it and turn on the notification button so that whenever I upload new videos like this, you will be notified of them. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.